What's up, players? You're here at YCS Prague 2017. We're here with the winner. Can I get some silence over here, please? Thank you. This is Joshua Schmidt, Deck Profile, first place. What'd you play today?
60 card Paleo Frog.
Alright, awesome. Let's just get into the list because it's getting pretty cold out here.
Yeah, so 3 backjacks cards, the absolute nuts, like lets you control the game basically. So you hit it with grass, you have fiend grievings for it. It's pretty damn good. I'm not gonna go too deep into explaining because that's good.
We're literally sitting in the floor.
I played 8 frogs. Initially I started out with 3 Ronins, but it's just not necessary. The third dupe is something I considered cutting. Marcelo told me to cut it, but I really figured I would need the resources because you run out of them if you mill them and banish them with pots. 1 Il Matematico. I'm here. Yeah. It's pretty good. I was a little afraid of drawing too many normals, but this card basically acts as a trap because it sends backjack, so it really was never an issue. Yeah, it was pretty good. I sided out a couple of times going second, but it's really good. Because backjack is just amazing. 3 pots, one of the reasons why this deck is so broken, because you can play 3 pot, 3 grass. Actually resolved this twice this tournament only, simply because I played so many 60 card decks. Like all my top 32 was 60 card mashups. I played 3 60 card Paleos and 2 Infernoid 60 card decks in top 32, so like this, yeah. Sided it out all the time, but like against Zoo, like you get so far ahead. You hit like all the Paleos, the backjack, the lost wins and everything. 3 demise is really strong this format, because Zoo is so slow. You can afford to take the turn off basically, just drawing 2 more traps. It's super amazing. Especially together with backjack, because you can like as long as demise is somewhere in your next 3 cards when you're resolving backjack, you can arrange it in a way that you're going to draw it whenever you want it. It's super broken. And one foolish, simply because backjack is that broken, and like I opened foolish swap frog once. In that case, you can make an instant toad. So yeah. Sit for the spells. 10 pretty powerful spells. Paleos, you play almost the full lineup pretty much. All the good removal ones. No, I need that.
Someone get it. Oh, yeah, of course. I got it.
Okay. 3 Morellas and 2 of this guy. I added him like last week simply because I was noticing as soon as you play pot, as soon as you have a banished card, basically he's better than Morella simply because he recycles resources instead of sending from deck. Yeah, super clutch. Definitely good that I played 2. 3 Fiend Grieving. This card is super good simply because you don't play it for the interruption. That's just a bonus that you get sometimes. You know, you get like an Emerald or when they activate Combo Engrave or Tigress, stuff like that. But the main thing is obviously having a trap that you can basically always activate and chaining your Paleos to it, then send backjack, get another trap. It's like super strong. 3 Lost Winds. The card that basically beats Zoo on its own, simply because it slows them down so much, and it's so good in this deck because it gives you 2 activations instead of like Breakthrough was usually only 1 activation, but this, when it sets itself, it counts as another trap, so it's really good. Also really good against Infernoid, really good in Mirror. It's just, yeah, the card's broken. 3 Reckless, still in 60 cards. It's not you don't need to see 2 of it. It's like something you can always activate, gives you card advantage. You can arrange it so that you maybe get a second one with backjack, stuff like that. It's just good in Paleo. 3 Barriers and 3 Strikes. 3 Quaking Mirror Force and 2 regular Mirror Force. Mirror Forces are super strong against Zoo and really good in other matchups as well. I went for triple Quaking because it's the safest one. Like I don't like Storming in this deck because there's so much grind game going on where there's just normal summon and attack, and you don't want to Storming that. And Quaking is so Storming was Quaking was the other option because it can't be hit by like my body and stuff. And that's really important. That's the one reason why I don't play 3 Mirror Forces. If it wasn't for my body, Mirror Force would just be the best one. But yeah, and then 2 Apocrypha. I was gonna play 3, and Marcelo even told me to play like Apocrypha and XYZ Universe, but I really wasn't sure whether Zoo was gonna be that popular, and it actually wasn't. I only played 4 Zoo decks, which is like the best matchup for this deck. Like, if you saw my feature match in the last round of Swiss on the bubble, I played against Zoo. He opened Sheep Combo 4 stat, he still lost game 1. This deck's just so good against Zoo in grind games. But yeah, and in the end I did play a lot of difficult matchups where the card is not very good, so like Paleos and Infernoids and stuff, and so I'm happy that I only played 2 and decided for more Mirror Forces instead. And the last one is Torrential and Compose. Just good traps in general. Side deck is 3 Twin Twister for the Mirror, because you can immediately discard a trap. Going second is pretty good. 2 Darkhold and Raigeki is really important because it outs Denko. I got Denko'd like twice or 3 times and I never lost to it, simply because I managed to send like break through with Morella before or something, and then just like win that way. And then Dark Hole is just really good in general, going second, same with Regeki. 3 Fragrance because Metal Flow is actually not like last format. It was a pretty good matchup. Now it's actually kind of hard because if they go first, they basically auto win because this deck doesn't really grind well against like counters and Kirin and stuff. 3 Wiretab, like we were really afraid of the mirror, and I ended up playing a lot of them. I ended up playing more mirrors than zoos, so that was a really good decision. Wiretab really good. 3rd Apocrypha, Warning. It's unlikely that you see it in 60 cards, but it's still one of the best outs to Denko. So yeah, you play it, and then the Breakthrough Skill because there's matchups where Lost Wind is not optimal, and then there's Denko, so that's what that's for. Extra deck is fairly standard, I think. 3 Toads, obviously, 2 Opabinia, 1 on the Malakarius. That's totally fine. I think you don't need to. You could play a second one. I ended up cutting the second for a second Cavalry, just because I wanted more outs to some stuff. Like just in testing, I played against the Eidolon guy who played 2 Wind Fusions, Water Fusions, and he like striked my first Cavalry and then also got rid of this. So I didn't have another out, so I just added this because the second Animalcus doesn't really come up. It's like the only stuff that comes up is this and this. Phoenix and Cat Shark, really good. Never made this. These 2 are in case you take Zeus with Toad. You play this because you sometimes you take their Trident and then you can't make your Trident, and then if you take something else you still get 2 materials under the Trident, so you can pop on your turn and on their turn. This way you play 2. 1 Downer. Was relevant only when I like stole something with Toad. I stole like a Breaksword once and made it, and then F0 for some OTK plays. Yeah.
Alright, that's your deck profile. Any final comments, shoutouts, etc, etc? I mean, gotta give a shout out to Billy Break. It was super insane that we played again in the finals. I couldn't have handled to lose again, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, I love the deck. Give a shout out to the team for working with me on it. Also shout out to some Americans like Ed, Elvis, Tyree, Johnny. Yeah. Alright, awesome. Round of applause, boys. See you next time.
Thanks for the list.